Hi, it's Rick Smishek with Smishek's Custom Baits today, and today we're going to make some lures in a color I call Grapevine. It's a color that I came up with, came out of my brain. I've got everything ready here. We're going to try something a little different with it today too. But a tournament fisherman that we sponsor thinks that the color is too translucent. So today I'm going to try to fix that. We're going to use the Purple Rain. This is the color from Dead on Plastics. And then we're going to add a drop, just one, of black. Let's see how that turns out. See if that makes our baits more translucent. Okay? We have our plastisol measured out. I mixed it up earlier in the bucket. We'll most likely have to use the degassing chamber because when I mix my plastisol, I just mix the crap out of it. And I get a lot of bubbles in it. So, we're ready to get started cooking the plastisol. And while that's cooking, let's talk about this bag of baits here. Okay, when we hit 50 subscribers, we're going to give this bag away. This is a bag of samples. Oh, and you're also going to get this sweet business card too. Okay, all right, you're going to get that too. But in the bag, go ahead and dump these out. In the bag, here's one of our leeches, hand-poured leeches, and that's in Grapevine. So you can see it's pretty translucent. So we're going to try to fix that. Here's one of our Ned rigs in a laminate called Perch. Here are here we go, we're almost there. Okay, that's all the ribbon tails that are in the bag. Okay, there's one of each color here. Grapevine, Charlie Special. This one is an example of our custom work. It's a laminate. It's a straight purple on one side with a clear and gold glitter on the other. This one is in pumpkin spice. Oh wow, I have two of them in there. No, we'll just leave it. Who cares? That's two of them are Charlie Special, and this one is Party Animal Joe. Okay. Then we have a couple sticks. These come out of our molds from Bait Junkies. They have salt in them, just like a Senko. Same two colors, Charlie Special and pumpkin spice. We have 4 flukes, house colors again. These are all our house colors, by the way. This is stuff that came from my brain. Well, except for this one. This one is a color match of Zoom's Merthiolate in a trick worm, and that floats too, just like it should. Here's an example of our hand-poured paddle tails, again in Grapevine. We also have a 3.5-inch tube bait mold. We're going to be shooting that mold today too, in house colors here. All right. Then here's an example of our custom work again. All right. I don't know how well you can see the stripes in that, but that's made from a special blending block. Helps us do that. But we actually named this our Soldier's Craw because it's kind of a camo deal here with the black claws and then the green claw tips. All right, so that's done. We'll get that in just a second. This is a frog in a color we named Not Yours. We'll let you figure out why we named it that. And these two swim baits, these are come from our Bloodline swim bait mold. And this one is American Shad, and this one is our version of Bluegill Flash. So that's what you'll get. Whoever our 50th subscriber is, they're going to get this bag of baits. Just a way to sample a bunch of our different baits. We'll go ahead and put this over here. Let's check our glove. Let's check our. Oh, plastisol isn't even close to being done. We're going to set it over here and let the fan pull the fumes out while we mix it. You can see it's still a little milky. You might even be able to see the air bubbles that I spotted in it. careful there, Mandy. You don't want you to smell it. All right, put it back in there. I'm gonna go about 45 seconds because that isn't even close to being done yet. So we'll see. It just depends on what the temperature of it is starting out, just how long it takes to cook the stuff. But we should be just about there. We have to hit 350 degrees, and then it'll be ready. Let me do this now. All right. Oh yeah, and this thing here, I was over at Quincy Reservoir one day, handing out samples, business cards. Found this laying on a rock. $60 lure. It was used once probably. There's almost no marks on it. So I just let it sit up here. I don't know where else to put it. All right, here we are. Just ready to check this again. Now the funny thing about making these baits is that I tend to spend more time standing in front of 366. Why is that not clear? It is. There's just that many air bubbles in it. Look at that. Look at the air bubbles coming off in that on the knife. There's somebody degassing chamber. Here we come. All right. This doesn't take too long. And I'm probably going to have to release the air pressure in here a couple of times because otherwise it's probably going to overflow because there's so much air in it. Yep, here goes. Blow out some of those air bubbles. There we go. I'm going to have to do this a few times. This is like the third time already. It's like the fourth time now. Wow. Maybe I shouldn't mix it quite so vigorously next time. Once more. Let's see what happens. Watch yourself, because there's going to be a lot of fumes coming out of this, okay? Now look at the air bubbles in that stuff. You know what we're going to do here? We're going to go ahead and dump this from one container into a larger container so that we can let the degassing chamber do its job properly. I'm going to have to heat this again a little bit, but you can see all those air bubbles in it. Maybe next time I'll degas it before I cook it, before I start the camera. Okay, let's heat this for about 30 seconds. Because the thinner it is, the thinner the viscosity of this stuff, the easier it is to pull the air out of it. So we'll heat it up again. This stuff, we can go pretty hot on this stuff too. We can go around 400 degrees or so without burning it. The plastic solid we use is the brand is Polysol, and we get it from Bait Plastics. So, let's see here. Okay, we're almost there. Okay. There's still a lot of air in it, but we're gonna go another 20 seconds here and see if we can't get the rest of those little lumps out, and then we'll degas it for real. No, really. Usually I don't have quite that much air in it, so that's a lot easier to do that. Stir. And then we'll put it back in the vacuum chamber. And here we go. Let's try it again. I think our gauge is going bad because it doesn't go all the way down anymore. It used to, when I first got it, it did, but the vacuum pump doesn't seem to be running any differently, so I should probably just go ahead and order a new gauge. Well, here comes the air. Wow, I had to knock it back down again. It almost overflowed the measuring cup, the 2-cup one. Whoa. Here we go again. But this time it's gonna fall back down on its own, I think. You see all the fumes coming out. Jeez, I had to knock it down again on its own. Wow. Yeah, I think I might overdid the mixing this time. I think we're just about okay. There you go, big air bubbles popping on their own. Yeah, there it goes. It's starting to fall down on its own. There it goes. That means it's finally done. All right. Go ahead, watch yourself again, sweetie. All right. There's still a few air bubbles in it, but that's okay. I think we'll be okay with that. Mostly up on the sides and stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and pull that off, just like this. And we'll drop it in there. There we go. That's mostly gone right there. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and put on our Purple Rain. That should be just about right. Normally when I'm doing this for making for customers, I actually count out the drops. But since I don't want to give away the exact recipe, I just squirted some in today. That looks about right. Okay. There we go. 1 drop of black. All right. We're gonna have to heat this some more. That already, even though it's not very thin, we need to heat that again. Pulling all the air out really cools it off in the vacuum chamber for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it just does. All right. Now we're going to want to shoot these molds at around 320, 325. That'll be the temperature of the plastisol. These two of these glitters that I'm going to be using today have a tendency to curl when I put them in, and I figured out how to prevent that for the most part, and that's to not let it sit on top of the plastisol. Stir it in immediately. Okay. My Lazarus gun here. 304. I'm going to go just a little bit hotter. Still, so I can, let's go 25. I don't really want to go a full 30 seconds. What was I saying? I don't remember now. Oh, well, whatever. But we'll get our glitter in, and I'm going to stir it in as I put it in. I'll put in one color, one size, stir it, just to prevent the stuff from curling on me. Now, some of the glitters will curl and some won't. I have no idea why that is. The big black, the .062 millimeter black, that looks pretty good there. That one never curls. I don't care how hot I get the plastic, it just never curls, okay? Now we're gonna put in 2 different sizes of purple glitter here. I'm gonna put a 1/4 teaspoon of each in. Mix this in real good. Okay. There's that one. And I always, ever since I made a mess, I always open and close the glitters while they're sitting on the tabletop. I spilled a container of 035 gold glitter all over the floor. Okay. Next, we're going to use 1/4 teaspoon of the medium or 035 glitter, the purple. Okay, we'll mix it in as well right away. There's that. All right, and then now the last thing we'll put into this one is small silver holographic, .015. And we're going to put, I believe, another 1/4 teaspoon. This color has a lot of glitter in it. Now the small glitters like this, you don't usually have to worry about them. You have to worry about those curling on you. Can you see this here? How we doing? Oh, that looks good. The big glitter, the purple glitter isn't curled at all. It looks nice, and it's not nearly as translucent as it was before. But we're going to give it one more drop of black. Just there we go. One more drop. I'm going to stir that in a little bit. That seemed to help a little bit. All right, well, let's check the temperature on this. It feels like, a lot of times I can tell if it's hot enough to shoot just based on how thick it feels. Yeah, see, we're already down to 290. Okay, we need to bring that up about 30 degrees or so. So I'm going to go ahead and go 30 seconds. And while that's going on, I'm going to take apart my twin injector so I can use the large injector. Okay, there we go. We have enough plastisol. We're going to shoot. Yeah, actually, I probably won't have enough plastisol to do a little more. I was going to see if I had enough. I would shoot some crappie baits too. But you know what? I think I might just have to shoot the crappie baits later. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Nice and thin. Okay. 322. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And I'm going to actually fill the injector by hand. I'm going to shoot, no, I want to shoot this. Shoot this, and I'll leave off the worms so I can make sure I shoot those. Okay, here we go. Oh wow, after that mess that's in the other cup, we don't quite have enough to fill this 6-ounce injector, so we probably aren't. Let me get the air out of here. There it goes. Probably won't have enough. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, holding pressure. Bring it up, top off the screw, get shoot these flukes, hold pressure. Top off the screw, nice and hot over here. Shoot this one hard and fast. Oh, okay. That one always has to be shot hard and fast. Okay, there's that. Now this one doesn't take hardly anything to fill that. There we go. That should be full. Oh, I don't know if there's enough in there. Is there anything left? No. Well, guess what? That one might not have filled. Let's see if we can't go ahead and empty this out. That's not too bad of a plug. All right, now all we have to do is wait a minute or two here. We'll be able to open up the molds and see what we got. A lot of times this tube bait, I will heat the mold ahead of time just to make sure that I don't short the tails on it. But it seems kind of warm out today, so I'm reasonably sure I didn't need that, but now watch me be wrong. I like to keep my bench clean. Got into that habit when I was trying to make stuff that was white, and every time I even touched the tabletop, it changed the color of the white pearl stuff. So now I just got in the habit of wiping everything down immediately. All right, well, let's go ahead and open this one up first. This one's usually the hardest one to shoot. Usually I have to shoot it around 340 just to make sure the tails don't short because they're so thin. And with these screws here, this mold and this one here, any of the molds that have these Allen stock screws in them, they come from Canada, from Enforcer bait molds. Oh look, there we go, we got it. Look, beautimous, absolutely perfect. Every single one of them. Okay, we'll go ahead and pull these out of the mold. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and put these over here. Put them on this deal here. They'll cure for a couple of days before we use them. Okay. There's that one. Let's go ahead and open up this one. This one came from Jacob's molds. This is our other panfish bait we have right now. We'd like to get a few more of those, but right now this is what we have. And this one, I don't know if there was enough plastisol to fill the mold. It would not surprise me to find this one shorted. Oh, yep, it's shorted. Not quite. But it gives you an idea what's in here. We just didn't, and some of these baits are okay. Those two are short. This one's okay. This one's okay. Let's pull off the ones that are okay. We'll save those. In fact, I think actually this one might be all right. And this one here. So we got 4 good ones out of 10. There we go. No problem. Let's put those over there to cure again. All right. And then, yeah, I thought those were going to short. let's open up our the jerk baits. This mold came from Angling AI. Alright. Oh, there we go. They all came out real nice. Lift them off of the... No dents. No nothing, just perfect. The glitter's all just right. And I think my tournament fisherman is going to be happy with this because it's not opaque. Well, how about that? In fact, I'm going to have to send him. I'll send him those in his next shipment. Okay. So we're going to take apart our tube mold here, and we're going to do a review on this mold in the near future. A lot of guys who make tube baits, they dip them. They dip rods into hot plastisol in order to make the baits. But then they have to cut the tails by hand afterwards, and that would just drive me freaking nuts. So the only way I do tube baits is by using molds like these. But yeah, there's just no way I'm going to dip hundreds of baits and then cut them by hand, cut the tails by hand. So, this is how I do them. This is so much better. See, all we have to do is roll these down off the spline, roll the legs off. I guess that's what you call them, the legs. Roll them off the spline, and then just pull the rod out. Okay. I have 2 of these molds, so I package these particular baits 8 per bag, so I can shoot a full bag at a time. It's one of the only baits in fact, I think it might be the only bait I can do that with right now. Come on off there. There we go. All right, those are out. All right. Those legs down. Now, I didn't put any salt in these, but that could be easily remedied. You could roll these in salt at home, or if you ordered them from us from our website, you could specify that you wanted salt in. Okay, so we could do that. We do custom work for just about anybody. But this is a really, really nice mold. Those tubes came out fantastic. He's supposed to be Kurt Kidd is the guy who runs the place. He's supposed to be coming out with I think a 2.5 and a 4 or 4.5 inch version this summer sometime. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's go ahead and hang these over here because this is that new. So you can tell the difference between the two tubes. This one is far more translucent than this one. I think my buddy's gonna really like this over that. So we might have a new recipe there for him. All right, well, there we go. Well, that's what we have today. That's how we make our grapevine color. And the grapevine color, just to let you know, was inspired by the very first scented soft plastics that I ever had. It was a grape flavored worm, and I was a kid. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get more, so I wouldn't fish with them even hardly at the time. But that's what inspired this color. That's what inspired me to make that. It was a color that I had as a kid. And back in the day, like 40, 45 years back in the day, everybody that used soft plastics either had at least a plain black worm and a plain purple worm. Nobody had glitter in their worms even back then. So a scented worm was something that was pretty fantastic. Go check this out. So when I first started to make this, had the idea to start making soft plastics. That was one of my very first ideas, was Grapevine. And now you guys got to see how it's made. And hope you guys have a great day. If you liked watching us, share, like, and subscribe. And as always, tight lines and calm waters.